Well, it's already a beautiful sunny day, and it's 7:04 a.m. here in Ohio. We're heading to the barn right now. Well, no, I'm heading to the barn. They're heading to school right now. A busy day planned for us. We have a ton of horses training this morning. No, on the weekend we are though. We have a ton of horses training at the barn today. I have to get out of the barn to go to the meadows. I'm going to race at the meadows this afternoon. We have our boy Arrowhead Hanover, who is in today, as is Grand Slam Dio. Now I'm excited about Grand Slam Dio. Last week was the first spark of life she's shown since her liver started jumping about a good 3-4 starts ago. You know, from time to time we'll come across horses that, Spitfire Overseas liver was 3 times what it was supposed to be. And you might ask, why is it doing that? We've had livers jump at the springtime the last 2-3 seasons in Ontario, Ohio, Kentucky, everywhere we had high GGTs, and I don't really know why. It doesn't appear that the veterinarians know why. And the treatments, although they may work, they're slow. So a horse like Spitfire Overseas, I was surprised he'd been racing so well. And then you come across other horses where they got mildly elevated GGTs like Grand Slam Dio, who really struggle, really can't put it all together. And you only do your best. You can do your best to treat them and hope they work their way through it. And hopefully today is the culmination of that level coming down and coming off a decent mile where it looked like she was going to pass some horses and had her eyes set on the leader at the head of the lane at least. So that's a silver lining in the way she's been racing. Now, quite frankly, I thought we'd have a much different discussion about where Grand Slam Dio is right now if you had asked me a few months ago. But as you all know, you've all come to know now, it doesn't always work out the way we want it to. So we'll see how Slammer does today, Grand Slam Dio, and Arrowhead Hanover's in a good spot again. In with a few aged horses, and the horse to beat is right to his left on the rail. We have the 2-hole, so hopefully it'll be a good day for us. Hopefully it'll be a good day for us in Pennsylvania in that respect. Now, as I said, really excited about training the babies this morning. Today will be the first trip. We have 8 babies scheduled to go 2 trips today. We don't generally go 2 trips, but I did have a few that I wanted to, and it ended up made all the sense in the world to make 2 sets out of it. So that's exactly what we did. I'll bring you an update on all the horses and how they trained after they trained today. And yes, today would have been a really good day to video. It's just, we're turning the corner right now where they're starting to get quite a bit faster. And I want to make sure that we give them all the time in the world to do that. I found out last night that they're going to start schooling off the gate every Wednesday at 11 a.m. from now on. So if I don't have a ton of horses in next week, and I can assure you Jason is not going to be a proponent of this idea, but if I don't have any racing next Wednesday, oh wait, I do. Before I even say it, I know I do. Memento Mori is in to go. So maybe we'll pick a handful of horses to school next week and train them. But for right now, let's get to the track and let's get them going. Before we talk about any of the babies today, before we talk about anything else, I want to talk about last night. Again, although I wasn't rain-free, I can tell you one thing. This is the weirdest place for weather. 2 days ago, it was abundantly clear that everybody was going to get saturated last night. I was just happy that we were going to get Captain Incredible qualified in the sun. We did. I talked about that yesterday. His qualifier was pretty good. I've schooled him faster than his qualifier went, and I think we have a pretty good handle on where we're going and what we're doing with Captain Incredible. I explained it in detail yesterday. I got to the track last night. As I approached the track, the weather had changed dramatically just in a matter of 5-6 hours. It was raining and lightning, but it was supposed to be much worse. What's wrong, buddy? It was supposed to be much much throughout the day. I know, it's crazy, eh? Throughout the day, it seemed like there was 2 gigantic cells coming down the I don't know, the coastline, I guess, and they kind of separated, and Cleveland was right in the middle, and it looked like we were only going to get a minor amount of rain. We did get dumped on a couple of times. I wasn't stuck in the thunderstorm part of the night, just the remnants of it, a couple of catch drives, and later on in the night I had remained in my mud suit, but quite frankly, the track was firm. I know they had it listed as sloppy. It was not sloppy for race 12, 13, 14, 15. So, how did they do? Well, so before the races last night also, it was brought to my attention, well, I guess I had known it, but kind of written it off, that we had a Stallion Series stake event if we wanted for Blue Ventura. Now, I had told you guys, and I was fine with it, I have no problem with it, that he probably wasn't up to stake caliber, right? Racing great in that condition claimer, but the jump from condition claimer to even Stallion Series appeared gargantuan, historically speaking. So it wasn't going to be an easy mountain to climb. So I went into last night's races with an open mind. If we wanted to race him Saturday, I didn't really want to race him that hard because you're coming back in 5 days, 4 days actually. But at the same time, I'd let him do the talking for me. I did not want to put him in a place to be exposed. We know how that ends. But at the same time, I wanted to give him a chance to win last night also. Well, I knew that the 3 was leaving. I knew that the 1 was leaving. I didn't really want to get in a tussle with them the early part of the mile because Kurt Suggs' horse was also bet down. So I'm not going to run the front end and run myself into the ground just to hand it over to Kurt late.
Daddy,
yes, honey.
I just wanted to try this drink.
You don't like it, do you?
I'm having 2.
Why don't you just drink the rest of it and then we'll call it a day, all right? Addie Bear is learning Don't Tell Amy. But I got Addie a little Frappuccino thing. I know I'm not supposed to, but she was pretty adamant today, and she was a good girl yesterday. So try and finish it if you can, honey. That's all right. I'm sure somebody will drink it. Wow, that's bright sun. So I have sunglasses on in here. You can wear those ones. They're my driving glasses. There's sunglasses. So I got away fourth, and I knew it was Kurt. I could see in the TV coming to the half that it was Kurt coming. And I could tell how slow he was coming, that he wanted to flush me out. And I hadn't really made up my mind yet if I wanted to go, to be honest. It looked like it was the first start of the year for Justin's horse. He'd already removed 27 seconds. The horse in the 2-hole was not a good horse. The horse in the 3-hole, not a great horse. So I thought it was time to maybe move. I inched out, took my time, and as soon as I came out of the hole, Blue Ventura wanted to bounce forward. It looked like Justin's horse was maybe a little vulnerable on the front, and he was. Now, my next concern was, if I clear to the front after using him hard, what's he going to do? And quite frankly, this was going to be a very pivotal point in his immediate future. Not just last night's race, but his immediate future. Because if he can fend off Kurt and the rest of the horses, and he can get the job done, well, maybe we would consider the Stallion Series this weekend for him. That's exactly what he did. He showed a lot of grit and a lot of determination to get the job done. Now, I am well aware he was in with horses that he is not going to see in Pennsylvania on the weekend. And it's a very difficult race. But the argument to be made also is he did win at 53 and 4.5, so he shows racing well on a half-mile track. And at some point, if he's not a stake horse and he saturated those classes for us at Northfield and in Pennsylvania, well, it may make all the sense in the world. What happens if he was out and scoops up a 4th this week? Well, all of a sudden, he's got points, stallion points. So I guess it does make sense. I can make an argument both ways, and quite frankly, his demeanor and his work ethic last night sealed the deal. The horse raced great, wanted to do his work at the best he could do it. He put it all on the track. I wish I hadn't used all of it, to be quite frank, to get to the winner's circle, but they don't give away money, and a race is a race. So Blue Ventura raced what I would consider the best race of his life last night, and I think he earned the right to maybe race in the Stallion Series on Saturday. So that is the plan for Blue Ventura. Now, Never Lose Felix will not be in the Stallion Series on Saturday. He's growing on me. You know, it frustrated me for the longest time, but there's always that defense attorney voice inside me saying, well, Anthony, Are you really going to be mad at the horse because he simply just isn't good enough? Is that what we're doing here? And I think when push comes to shove, that's exactly what I was doing. Never Lose Felix has never alluded to the fact that he was better. We just assumed he would get better. I know I did. I don't know if you did. So when it comes to Never Lose Felix, the reality of the situation is right now he's a 58, 59 trotter, but he is a big, tall, lanky colt. And Lauren has done a great job with this horse. I'll always call out our caretakers when they do a great job, right? I think that's fair. And Cordon and Kaylee, Cindy, Carla, Michelle, everybody does a good job in that barn. They all work hard. We'd all do a better job. I could, everybody could.
Why Carla holding her back?
She just tweaked her back. That's not, it hurts. So, that's not good. So, Never Lose Felix has always been kind of a thin, lankier horse. He's never put on what I would consider an appropriate amount of weight to be a true racehorse. And you can see him as she puts the weight on him. Incrementally, he's getting a little... It was just a car broke down, honey. Incrementally, he's just getting better. And it is the smallest of small baby steps. But he is trying and he is doing his work. And I think I have to reassess the way that I feel about Never Lose Felix. Now, having said that, he would be on the open market if it made sense, but there's no rush, I guess, to get rid of him since he is picking away in those classes. And quite frankly, when he leaves that series, the maiden trot is going to be a little softer for him. So I guess a slight reassessment was due when it comes to Never Lose Felix. Then we went to Admiral Dio. Now, the track was literally cement last night for the last race. And Admiral Dio, I don't know if the track was bothering him or not, or maybe they were just going lots. I know I made front last week, but I believe that was a class lower, and I believe it was 28 apiece, where last night they were going 27 apiece. They were rolling along on the front end. You'd see a couple of horses make breaks where you're like, geez, should a pacer really make a break in that area? You know, Justin's horse stopped down the backstretch. It kind of caused a little confusion. And we were forced in, then we were forced out. I thought he raced good. He was fourth place third, and it will go down as a third, and I was happy with the way he raced. Again, another horse that's kind of grown on me a little bit. I see this big, beautiful Captain Treacherous colt, and my expectations are as such. You know, and we know how much he cost as a yearling, right? The whole thing surrounding him and how we got him, he hasn't done us any harm. The horse has raced pretty good here in Ohio, and it looks like he can fit in that class. I draw 1, 2, 3, 4 and push the issue and make front or get away in the 2-hole. He's a real player. If I get away 5th or 6th, well, it's an uphill battle. And that's just racing in general for Admiral Dio. So not disappointed at all with the way anybody raced last night. I think we went 3 for 3 on pretty productive miles. Actually, a very, very good mile for Blue Ventura, so great job by him. He's done a lot of good things lately, and really only blemish in his entire card was that 8th place finish since he's come over here. Otherwise, the horse has been tremendous. So looking forward to a big day here. We got Melisandre tonight, but that's not the biggest part of my day. Ollie plays baseball tonight. So we have a ton of babies training this morning. I'll be happy to bring you the updates on them. We have Arrowhead Hanover and Grand Slam Dio racing in the Meadows. We have Melisandre racing in Ohio, and then Ollie. I'm going to kick off I'm gonna close out my day with the last 5 or 6 innings of Oliver's baseball game. So there you have it. What is to come and what just went, all in a nutshell. I'll be back, maybe on my way over the Meadows, to give you an in-depth look at how I saw the babies training today and what they were doing. To finish my earlier thought, we'll bring you videos very, very soon. The transition of the babies right now, they're going to work very hard this morning, and I want to get a look at them in that regard, and then be able to readjust how our classes look. So if we have a couple of horses, if we go in 214 with the number of horses this morning, and there's 5 or 6 that maybe would like 216 a little bit better, we'll back them off, whereas the other horses are inching closer to bike work in the middle of May. So it's the most interesting time of the season, and it turns into what is every single year a very, very exciting year, yet for some people a very depressing year, as maybe the horses didn't turn out as well as they wanted. So as of right now, every horse in our barn is slated to qualify. I can't think of any reason to date why they wouldn't, which again, this is a time of year where horses tend to need a little time. All the knees are a little sore, one ankle's bothering them, the horse is a little bit sick, they need a little time. We don't have any of that right now. It's full speed ahead for every single horse in our barn right now. We'll see if that changes over the next 2 or 3 weeks, but pretty good place to be in right now. It all starts to truly unfold starting right now, the first part of May here at the barn. So take care. I hope it's a beautiful sunny day wherever you are. It is a gorgeous day here, and it is going to be a nice day the rest of the afternoon into the evening. Take care. I will talk to you soon. As I said, have a wonderful Wednesday wherever you are.